All right, so welcome. Right now, I'm going to give you guys all the instructions that you need for the podcast. My name is Quincy Williams. I am the CEO and founder of the Sell More Offers Challenge, which is our first branch, which is what the podcast is going to be dealing with. It's going to be dealing with entrepreneurs, experts, anybody that has a training, some type of knowledge that they want to share onto our audience. So first, let me get into it. So obviously, the podcast host role is it's really key. We're excited to have you as part of the podcast because it's an experience that you're going to be given, and your role is simple. Basically, you're going to create great conversations. You're going to help guests be able to share their story. Okay, so make sure you write that down, and you're going to highlight what they do in a natural way. So you want to just be able to like have conversation. It's really not a hard key task, but realistically, your role is basically you're going to host a short, engaging podcast. It's an interview for about like 10 minutes. The most maximum, try to keep it contained in under 12. We know people like to talk, so you will have to be able to engage and let them know the rules before. Obviously, they will see an overview video first before they even jump on and book their entire podcast. It'll look exactly like this. You're going to guide the conversation so the guest feels comfortable, they feel confident. It's all about them, and you're going to be able to help them position the guest as an expert through their story and through the insights. So that's the whole point, is helping them. We're going to give you the things to say, but basically just helping them really be able to understand that they're the guest, they're sharing their information, and you're just going to be one of our interviewers where the content is going to be repurposed on them anyways. So you won't really be seen, but we're going to give you an entire background for branding page when you're actually doing the podcast. Here's the interview flow. It's simple. Introduction is about 1 to 2 minutes. Who are you and what do you do? That's what you're going to be asking them. They're going to tell this. They're going to tell it. Then they're going to get into what is their story. Basically another 3 to 5 minutes is how did you get started? That will be the second questions you ask. And what challenges did you face? Which are another question you'll be asking. And then three, the last 5 to 7 minutes will be what do you help people with? So this is when they're positioning themselves in front of everybody, what they help people with. What's one thing people struggle with that you solve? That's another question that you'll be saying. And then the last 2 to 3 minutes will be the closing. Where do people find you, and what's next for you? And you let them answer those two questions. And we're just making the conversation pretty natural, as you can see. And here are some key questions you can use. What inspired you to start with what you do? We'll give you all the training you need inside your on your onboarding training board. What problems do you solve for people? These are just some key questions we're going to give you to ask. And what's one mistake people make in your industry? So we're just constantly making sure that everybody is being positioned correctly. And obviously, as you are an individual that are going to be having the conversations with each person that are coming on the podcast, you're just going to simply let them know, like, hey, listen, this podcast is about you. We're going to be interviewing you, and everyone's going to be able to see it. And we're going to put the content out there on our page and on our YouTube platform. So, what's one thing, as again, what's one requirement that is required from you? These are the four requirements. To show up on time for scheduled recordings, because we're going to make sure that you have to schedule every recording and then stop every recording. We got to bring the energy and keep the conversation flowing. We're looking for people that can keep the energy in conversation. Obviously, fluent. I would say fluent English. If you can possibly make sure that your English is a little bit more intact, that people understand it a little bit more, then it's going to be key for you. So try to have some type of fluent English. Bring energy to keep the conversation flowing, and stick to 10 to less than 15 minutes. Do not try to go over 15 minutes, and then keep it natural, not scripted. We're gonna give you the things to say, but ask it in your way. Okay, be interested. Okay, you're literally going to get paid to be interested, to be having conversations of being interested in other people and grabbing their podcasts. The important thing about this is that this is not about selling. It's about getting the guest to be seen, to be heard, and to be found. The better the conversation, the more value it creates for everybody. Okay. Now, if you have any questions or any support, we got you. Now, let's create great conversations and and great moments. So, if you're ready to go get started and you have fluent English and you think you can talk really good, okay, let's go ahead. Obviously, we'll start to have people in different areas too as well. So we'll be hiring people for Nigeria, people for Spanish cultures, speaking Spanish or Portuguese or Italian. But right now, we're looking for people to monetarily speak fluent English. Okay, so this is what we need from you. This is exactly what you're gonna go ahead and get started on, and then we put you through a training and we book you podcast. You're gonna interview me and my vice president and my staff first, and then we're gonna put you on live calls once we give you the green flag. Your pay is going to start at around $10 per hour. Okay, from there, from the training, then we're gonna move you up to around $16 per hour. And if you're having a really good job and you are doing great interviews, and your interviews are converting into people wanting to be a part of our platform, then you can be at the highest, which will be around $20 per hour. That will be where we put experts that you will be interviewing on. And if you're really, really good, and we were going to put the 1% on for you, your hourly rate will be $25 per hour. So that's how you guys will be working up. And it will be either part time or full time based on how much time you have to leverage. And once we approve you, whether you're part time or full time, we'll send you your application. And this is your onboarding video to understand the platform. If this is something you want to go ahead and do, go ahead and reach back out so that we can start your first interview in script training for you to start watching and for you to have your first interview in script training with me live in person on Zoom. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.